There's that meme of the guys sleeping when a mod kicks out a user from one of the various chat rooms, Telegram or something, and then the wide eyes open laser eyes when the mod kicks out someone who was donating to subscribe. So like, no, what are you doing? Don't you know that money is the only thing that matters? I'm just kidding. You guys are much more important than money. But if you'd like to, a sport channel, you can do so on Subscribestar. And I'm trying to get this guy back into Telegram, but I'm going to have to admit, I do not know how to use Telegram. So I do not know how to bring up the lists of who got kicked out of the channel and how to bring them back in, just because I'm not experienced with Telegram, but I am working on it. So click links to various links, and let's go to Ezra Miller, who, as you know, is an absolute lunatic. But it's not so much about him being a lunatic, it's they're in Hollywood. I mean, welcome to Hollywood, drug addiction and all this kind of stuff. But it's the power of people still being starstruck in 2022, which strikes me as kind of weird. And then it's the double standard of Gina Carano and Johnny Depp, who vaguely, like, one accusation against Johnny Depp, and all of a sudden he's persona non grata. And Gina Carano, my Italian waifu, didn't want to use pronouns or something like that. She just wasn't 100% on board with the pronoun thing, and so suddenly she's out of Disney because of that. Like, she's not drinking the Kool-Aid. But Ezra Miller is a freaking lunatic. And there seems to be a double standard. There's probably other double standards with Hollywood, too, where people, who's Tim Allen and Chris Evans, like, oh, so Tim Allen's not going to do the voice anymore of Buzz Lightyear. It's like, oh, he's kind of the guy who did the voice. It's weird that he's not drinking the left-wing Kool-Aid. Oh, so he's persona non grata. Yeah, pretty much. He's just a alternative, dexterous, insane. No, he's just some normie guy who's just not completely on board the Hollywood plantation. Oh, he's fired and he's blacklisted. That doesn't seem fair. That seems like with Hollywood, if you support this stuff, you get more of it. And I don't know, people just want their bread in circuses, which is really disappointing when you try to wake up that middle of the political bell curve. People like, oh, hey guys, we're actually kind of running out of time. It's maybe time to drop that blue pill and come out of the matrix. So this guy's a complete lunatic, and apparently he still has star power. So what happened with this lunatic and he's I don't know, he's going to some kind of de-evolution schizophrenic rants where he's kind of losing touch with reality. I don't know if I guess there's some chemical enhancement involved, but it also seems to be like the two things are not mutually exclusive. People who've got some organic, cognitive issues that they're born with, kind of stuff, and like some kind of, I think schizophrenia can kind of develop as you get older, unfortunately. Like, you can get allergies as you get older, which really sucks. But I think there's also chemical stuff. Anyway, so he's going over to this one lady's house who's got kids, and he's around the kids, and that's not, don't get me wrong, that's like family friends teaching your kids archery or something in the backyard is not an insane thing. It's like, oh, coming around my kids, they must be an Epstein or a Biden or something. It's like, no, most people are just not like that. Most people are calm, sober, reasonable, church-going, normal people, and they're not, like, that stuff is so exaggerated. Like, having other family friends teaching your kids stuff is like, that's pretty well normal. That's how the tribe has evolved for the past 100,000 years. But if you see somebody like Ezra Miller, you got to take one look at him and go, oh, this guy's a lunatic. Like this guy, no, what are you teaching my kids? Oh, I'm going to come over to a ranch, and he's got a ranch with a bunch of horses. And it's like, okay, maybe supervised horse riding. No, we'll go over with you. Okay, maybe. But like, coming to your house, it's like, well, what's he doing with the kids? Is he teaching them archery? Or is he, what is he doing with them? Is he just hanging out? It's like, I think you've got a little starstruck there, and you don't need to kowtow to somebody who's kind of a grade B celebrity, or even a grade A celebrity, even like a Michael Jackson type of thing. Bring the kids over for a sleepover. No, that's a bit far. It's like, oh, I'll pay for their college education. Oh, well, I mean, money talks with a lot of people, so it is what it is. But if you have this guy come over to your house, okay, maybe you're willing to give things a shot one time. I don't know how you hook up with this guy. And he comes over, and he's wearing a vest, a bulletproof vest. Okay, a little odd. I guess I admire the fashion choice. And he's armed, which is fine with me. I mean, actually, now that I think about it. But he displays it when he's in an argument with somebody and he's acting irrationally. It's like, oh, well, that's not So, okay. Like, armed people you trust are great. That's who you want around your family. That's fine, because they actually make the room safer by being in it. But somebody who appears to be intoxicated and is armed and gets in an argument with somebody, holds open his coat, and he's got the Glock 40 there, and makes a comment. It's like, oh, okay, well, this was a nice experiment while it lasted. And you just, okay, well, we have a calm environment here. We can't have you coming over anymore. It was nice while it lasted. Go in peace. But no, a week later he comes back and the family's going, oh yeah, he came back a week later. Everything was fine. Okay, so what's going on with you? Oh, he's a celebrity. We thought it'd be cool to have the kids around a celebrity, ride horses. No, what's wrong with you people? Like, is he paying you? Is he giving you drug money? What's going on? Are you really enamored of celebrityhood? Is the brainwashing that deep with people? The thing with celebrityhood is I thought that all died like 20 years ago. When it was Paris Hilton and The Simple Life came out, I don't know when, 20 years ago. And that was the big kind of push to dilute celebrityhood from us versus them. And it started being like, oh, celebrities are so far away. They're on TV, they're out in Hollywood, wherever they are, but they're not touchable, attainable. And then you started having like the Paris Hilton thing, where you had people who kind of became famous who were not actors or musicians. They were just kind of good-looking people that the corporate machine, like E Entertainment or MTV, the machine took them and said, oh, we got a good-looking people here. We can turn this into a reality show. Like, I guess it would go before her. It would be like the reality show started probably in the 80s or 90s. When was that show that was set in San Francisco and one of the guys was Puck or something? It was something on MTV, and it was a reality show. That probably started the first thing. And probably from their perspective, it was like, oh yeah, we don't have to pay these actors because they're not in the Film Actors Guild. Get it? Film Actors Guild. Thank you, South Park. Something like that. That probably started it, where it became us and them. It's like slowly the spectrum became, oh, it's like social media personalities are now celebrities, and the Kardashians came, and it's like, and then even Jennifer Aniston did an interview the other day where she was kind of complaining about that, and people got mad at her for saying like she's trying to gatekeep celebrityhood. But it's like there's a sliding scale of celebrityhood where now the top celebrities are no longer top celebrities because there's just too much of it. It's just too diffuse. It's like in 77 Star Wars, people can't understand why that was such a huge hit, or because at the time you go, oh yeah, there weren't a lot of distractions at the time. You have to imagine what it was like what the average life was like, family life was like in 1977 when a movie comes out and people come back from the movie and go, oh, you got to see this movie. Now, it was before my time, but you get the idea, because that was where there wasn't video games. I mean, you had like record players, you might have a TV, you might not. You had radios, record players, maybe 8 tracks. But if you had a TV, you probably had like 3 or 4 channels if you're in most parts of the country. So when a concert comes out or a movie comes out and people say this movie is the real deal, like you got to see it. And that was like, people don't understand how a movie can have that huge hit status, where nowadays it's impossible to attain that. Going to a concert now is not the same experience in the 70s or even early 80s, because there were no video games. There just wasn't a lot of stuff to distract you from the experience, where now everything is spread out and diffuse. And I keep it 100 with you, it's a lot worse. Like, you go to a concert now, man, it's not the I don't want to say life-changing experience that it was, but it was like back in the day, it was more of a primal, tribal, talesmic experience of something, people around the fire, and somebody's giving a really good performance, and it's really catching fire with you. It's really vibrating on your frequency. Like people going to Dead concerts and stuff, and all these other concerts where it was like it really vibrated with people. It's not the same now. I mean, it's just, oh, you're there on your phone, you're recording it, and you're live streaming it, and you're recording it in 1080, and you're gonna blog it and upload little pictures. And I went to a concert a couple of years ago, a JNR concert, and they did the same thing. It's like I'm recording clips, and it's just not the same experience. Anyway, where was I going with this? I don't know. Ezra Miller's a nut job. And why people still worship the power of celebrities when they're horrible people. Disney's horrible, Warner Brothers, whoever he's working for, are just horrible people. And then the double standard of Gina Carano and Johnny Depp and Tim Allen or Mel Gibson or whoever's vaguely not politically. It's not even they're politically incorrect. It's just oh yeah, I'm not really into the pronoun thing. I don't understand it, and I don't want to do something I don't understand. And I'm kind of strawman her. This would be my argument on hers. I don't want to. I don't feel. I feel like I'm being manipulated into compelled speech, and that feels wrong to me. So I'm not going to do it. Oh, well, you're fired. Oh, okay. Well then, I will use your compelled speech because I need to stay working at Disney. That would be most people's response. Now I think she's got money on the side, so she doesn't have to say that. But most people would be like, okay, yes, master, I will use whatever you tell me. I will do whatever you tell me to do to maintain that paycheck because that's the real world, and that's not a good world. And we can change it if you want, if you really, really want to. Anyway, join me at Subscribe Star if you would like, and I will see you guys all next episode.